BuzzFeed, I got your new article. Do you like being comfy? You might be right wing. Ladies, do you like dressing nice? You might be right wing. All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka TheIndianJesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. So if you've been watching the live show, you definitely have seen us go over some of the Jubilee middle ground videos. Very, very interesting. Not going to go through all of that today, but they have a different type of thing here where they brought feminists together. They have 5 feminists and 1 liar, and we're going to try to figure out which is which.
Alrighty.
How do we feel about women having rights?
Yes.
Really
cool thing.
Awesome.
The more the merrier.
That's such a dumb question for this game. If you're trying to figure out who's lying, then nobody's going to say, well, actually, I don't care about rights for women.
What would you say is the most feminist thing about yourself?
I believe
that's a better
women
question.
should be paid the same across the board, not just white women, but women of color. You can't be a person of color and not believe that women should have the same rights as I, as a black person. So that's why I'm a feminist.
Bro, I got a secret to tell you. You already have that.
Feminism is about women being equal, period.
Is it though? Because to me, it seems a lot more like hating men.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like uplifting women's voices for women's rights. I think like a good thing for us to start, like, how do you guys define feminism?
Like an advocacy for equity in the institutions for women, right? Not just in the economy and society, but also in government and other positions of power.
Like I looked over and I saw, like, not to hate anyone that wears running shoes, but like I saw the running shoes and I just assumed, I think that's
What are those? Oh, you hit him with the what are those?
just like a trope that like a lot of like anti-feminists, like right-wingers dress more for comfort than style. So it's just a stereotype that I was playing on.
BuzzFeed, I got your new article. Do you like being comfy? You might be right wing.
I think supporting women in all areas, so reproductive rights, work pay rights, all that type of stuff.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that she really is a feminist.
And I think being a voice for the ones that can't speak up, because I find myself getting into arguments with people because I'm like, I will like really like have this conversation with you. So I think just always supporting them no matter what.
My eye immediately went to Emma. I was like, that very much could be a conservative woman in this group.
Ladies, do you like dressing nice? You might be right wing.
Just based on her outfit. It was a great outfit. She looked great. I guess my view on feminism is that it goes beyond women as well. Like, we include trans people in there and like...
Why? Legitimately asking, why would you bring trans people into feminism? Either you believe that trans women are women and then we can just talk about women, or you believe that they're different, in which case they are not women. So please explain.
By uplifting women and trans people, you then see a better society and environment for like men and like other people.
I'd like to see a source on that.
You said something about agreeing with women no matter what they do. Like, I fully disagree. I feel like feminism, you have to hold women accountable. Like, there are women like J.K. Rowling who like leading and spearheading a transphobia movement in the UK, and you...
I thought it was based, but no.
Can't like hide behind feminism when you were literally hurting women.
Oh, totally. I feel like that was just like a broad statement when I say supporting women. I think for me, when I was in a workplace run by men, I feel like I couldn't stand up to like the plate and step up and really like talk about how I'm feeling because I would just get shut down.
That sounds like a you problem. Maybe you need to work on your interpersonal skills. No, it's the patriarchy.
So I think like in those situations, I mean, like if there's like no one that can like support someone, like you should support them and educate them in a way.
What do you usually do in instances where you're like shot down by a man in power, you could say?
Well, nowadays it's different.
Okay.
If I was saying a few years ago, I would just kind of like rebuttal and just go about and do what they want me to do. But now I have a voice and I will kind of, there's not like something equal. I will just point out the fact that, hey, that's not fair. Like,
wow, you did it. You did it. I guess you don't need feminism because you did it. So that's 2 for 2. We got 2 for 2. People saying, I need feminism because of this, and they already have it.
It's just a thing of being strong and powerful, I think.
And so what do men do in those situations?
Women a lot of time aren't taken seriously by men in the patriarchy. I think it's really important for us to like
All right, everyone take a shot every time they say patriarchy.
let our voices be heard and uplift their voices.
Keep each other in check.
Yeah, allow a platform for women to speak, let their voices be heard.
Absolutely.
The funniest part of this is that we're almost done with the first round, and none of them have asked any questions about sussing out a feminist versus an anti-feminist or a non-feminist or whatever. They're just like, well, this is what I think, and I'm so special, and I'm so right because I like this, and I feel like this is my truth.
Because that's the most effective way to dismantle ignorance.
His speech seemed very practiced or thought out. It didn't seem natural. I think also just putting women in leadership at my work, all of leadership is all women.
I'm going to guess her. I don't know why, and I might change my mind, but I think she's the liar.
Yeah.
And I feel the safest there compared to other workplaces where I've been kind of like duking it out with the boss man kind of thing.
My bosses are all women too. And
Of course.
I will say that traditionally I have had issues with women being my boss, but as
You hate to see a strong woman.
as
That's what
I've
you're
grown,
saying.
as I've grown,
Like, they're all laughing as it's a joke, but that's literally how they think.
educationally,
Yeah.
now that I know women's roles, and so I agree with you with that assessment that women in leadership, it is just something about it. I feel safer too.
And I grew up with a family of brothers, so I was always having to like fight to say anything, and also a Hispanic household, so a lot of times it was like, the woman's here to serve and all of that. And
So you've got brothers in a Hispanic family, and you grew up to be a feminist? I don't know.
having like grown up with that kind of like mindset.
All right, end of
made me
round
go the
one.
complete
Let's see who
opposite, you
they
know what I'm
vote
saying?
for.
If you like this episode and you want to see more, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Now let's
Thanks,
figure
Paulo.
out who the mole is.
I think when people tend to use a lot of dictionary definitions, they were either studying up on it. I mean, you don't have to go Merriam-Webster on us and trying to explain it.
But that's what they do. That's what they do. They're basing this all on looks. If they, in the next round, they're gonna, do the girl who's dressed nice. It's all about stereotypes.
You know, Emma, she's a little
course.
too comfortable and uncomfortable at the same time, if that makes any sense.
No, sir, it doesn't. Ooh, see, that's what I was thinking about. If they're trying to mess with you. So if they're trying to mess with you, the way that this guy on the right is dressed, that's not going to be enough to hide the fact that you really do dress that way. Same thing with the other woman who is dressed nicely. They're not going to they're not going to make it that easy. So those choices should be off the table from the get-go. But let's see. See, that is my immediate thought. My immediate thought would be this person. That would be my immediate thought. Because you look like a feminist starter kit. Later,
Good luck,
dude.
everybody.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep. I had a weird hunch that it was coming. I'm very formal. So that can make it seem like I'm kind of more nervous or more study rehearsed.
I want to expand on what you
Alright.
said.
So let's see. In round 2, I'm hoping they do a little bit more and actually play the game.
I'm wondering how you guys feel about trans women in women's sports.
I'm down for it.
I'm a trans person
course.
myself, and I think the root of that problem tends to stem with we're protecting children, but you can't say you're protecting children if you're kicking out trans children.
That is such cope. You have to let trans people do everything all of the time. Otherwise, you don't care about children.
Is like a non-starter, and it distracts from, I think, more imperative issues with like the banning of gender-affirming care and like housing. And that's one of my biggest problems with like modern day feminism, is that it tends to center rich cis-het white women. And I'm like,
Okay, she's definitely a feminist. Rich, cis-het white woman?
that's weird.
No,
How do
100%.
you feel?
It's totally weird to be straight and cis and white and a woman. That's totally weird.
Well, yeah, I just want to see, because I was wondering, I don't know how the casting works. I don't know if there's any turfs or swerfs in the group, because I don't determine.
Swerf? I have never heard this. A sex worker exclusionary radical feminist. A swerf. I am genuinely speechless.
That to be feminism.
Slay.
Because like for me, trans women are women,
Oh
so
my
we should be
god.
protected.
These people are insufferable. Insufferable.
all women, not just cis women.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with about sports and stuff, but I also don't want to silence the J.K. Rowlings of the world because I believe in democracy, and I believe to know your enemy, I want them to speak. That's how they used to do things in the old days. That's what the KKK does. They hide their face.
That's actually a smart point if that's your belief. But even though it made sense because he stepped out of line and didn't say, oh, J.K. Rowling bad because we said so, I think they're going to switch their vote from the other woman to that guy.
Sure.
I want to know who they are, and I want them to speak freely so you know who the enemy is.
Sometimes they get a little violent, though, and it turns into
people, I mean,
other
but
things.
I think I understand what you mean. Like you agree with free speech, but not to the point where it should like restrict someone else. Like you don't have
No, but I don't.
Fair enough. I mean, if you guys think we have the anti-feminist on screen right now, you will definitely find a home at the Indian Jesus Discord server where the party never ends. That's right, 24/7 we're in there hanging out, having cool conversations, and after every single live stream, we go in there for an after panel where you're not just stuck behind your keyboard, but you're actually on screen with me and everybody else. You can cam up if you want to. You don't have to. Either way, it is a great time. Come and join us.
Definitely want the J.K. Rowlings and the Marjorie Taylor Greens to talk. I want them to talk because I want to know who they are.
They sound so
Me too. I love Marjorie Taylor Greene.
stupid.
Well, stupid, but you also want to know who they are.
Emma, what do you think? You haven't said anything.
I'm kind of like, I'm not against it. I'm not like so much. I feel like I don't have a clear answer because with kids, like when you talk about kids doing it, I don't think with children, I think everyone should, everyone's the same. They have the same strengths and everything like that. But I think in professional sporting situations, I might need to educate myself more on this.
There we go. So the fact now both of them have stepped out of line, but the woman is dressed in a way that's right wing. So they're gonna that just erases anything, any points that the black dude lost.
So this might be what I need to come out of today and do. But I think trans women still have more strength than women. But even saying that, they're women, but I feel like it's not even exactly.
She compared trans women to women, referring to cis women as the women, and kind of then referring to trans women as not women.
And no real feminist would ever do that. Maybe a swerf or a nerf or a turf, but not a real feminist.
I was like, oh, it might be her.
They have an advantage, you would say?
Yeah, a slight advantage.
No, not you would say. They have an advantage.
So you might be against it, maybe?
I mean, see, I don't want to say that though, because then I'm not really supporting all women.
There you go. I think that, but I don't want to say it because I know you will ostracize me if I don't go along with everything that you believe.
Okay.
But
So if it's professional, let's be honest. If you're good, you're good. I think if a transgender woman went up to play tennis against Serena Williams, and it's a transgender woman, she'd probably more than likely lose.
Yeah, because Serena Williams is one of the greatest of all
Exactly.
time.
Nope. If the transgender woman played against Serena Williams with any level of familiarity with tennis, they're likely going to win. She has said herself, she's very happy not to be playing with the men because it's a very different game. But, truth, who cares, right?
So when we talk about strength and stuff, sometimes it's just skill.
yeah, so I think for sure, there's some that they're absolutely even, but I think in very limited areas of sport, then there might be a slight advantage. But things, like tennis and soccer, those type of things are all skill.
It's all skill and biology.
People get mad at trans women in sports when in reality, majority of trans women that compete in sports currently aren't doing that well. It's not like there's a crazy big advantage. A lot of them are on.
Again, they're not asking each other about how to find out who's the feminist or not. They're just virtue signaling. This is probably what they do all day anyway. Just sit around and I think this and I think that. You don't think this? We think this. You don't think this? I can't be friends with you.
Hormones for a long time. It's even gotten to the point where we're trying to make cis women who have high testosterone way lower.
So it's a regulated thing, so I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and a lot of times, let's just call it what it is. It's about people's religion. It's about your ideology, your religion.
Yeah.
Is it? Or is it about fairness? Oh, no. You were talking about yourself. It's your own religion. Oh, I got you. The leftist ideology. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, no. Totally agree with that.
And which, again, has no place in.
They're shielding their hate.
Yeah, because Jesus said so.
All right. So like I said, I think it's going to be Emma.
Not so much what he was saying or stating, but the fact that he was just giving me information overload.
So the only person who didn't vote for Emma because of the way she's dressed is Emma, because she can't vote for herself. And who does she vote for? The guy who said something that wasn't in line with the feminist ideology. Surprise, surprise.
I was like, you kind of distracted me from what we were actually discussing.
When the question was came up, Emma immediately kind of withdrew. And also, like,
why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Maybe she knew that you were going to judge her based on one little factoid. Maybe.
As a trans person, I'm just immediately like,
as a trans
that's
person.
suspicious to me.
Good luck.
Salty,
I could have
salty.
easily just agreed and played the game and got to the end. But I know this is a game, but I think it's also a game of topics and conversation. So I'm not.
Not really. Not really. Maybe about feminism specifically, but you didn't really talk about that, except for maybe to suss out the anti-feminist. But y'all weren't doing that. You were just talking about feminism.
I'm not mad about getting voted out and how it went.
If you think the mole could still be in...
So they can say, if they think they already got the mole out, they can say, want to end the game, and then get more money or something like that. But if they say the mole's gone, and the mole is still in there, then they lose.
In the box, and you want to continue playing the game, please raise your hand.
I think we're set.
I will still vote to continue, but if you guys want to end it, I'm cool with ending it.
Of course they want to end it. They got rid of the woman who dresses nice, and they got rid of the man who looks like a man.
Light turns green. That means you have voted out the mole, and you
All
are.
right, let's
the
say.
lights turn red. That means the mole is still in the box.
I got her.
And you lose.
Oh.
3,
That's weird.
2, 1.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god. My bad. My bad.
Come on, Jubilee. Really? After all that, you're gonna make the two most obvious people one of the moles? That was weak.
I knew it. I knew it.
Okay.
May the mole step forward in 3, 2, 1.
Step right up.
There is no mole.
My bad.
Got him! You disqualified people from being feminists based on what they look like and what they wear. I mean, chef's kiss. Thank you so much, Jubilee. That was wonderful. I don't even need to say anything. That was perfectly encapsulated by exactly what happened. There was no mole, but they found two because of simple, crappy things like what are you wearing and are you a man? Leftism. Let me know what you think in the comments below, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out once again. I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, I am out of here. Peace.